Hello everyone, it's your boy Kei Natsasuki here, back at it again, finally. It's been so long since I've recorded, huh? Yeah. But big things are coming. We just have to wait a bit. Right now, things for my scheduling have been a bit off, as there is such thing that I curse its existence called school. I will only be able to make videos after 3:30 from now on the school days. Annoying, I know. But, well, welcome to another spanking hot what if video. It's your boy Kei Natsasuki here. And, well, today is a new video. Today's video is called What If Deku Was an Immortal Power Ranger? I did not spoil a lot about this video, or at least I tried not to. Pretty much in my latest post, I asked you guys what were your favorite 3 Power Ranger series and who are your favorite 3 Power Ranger villains. Now I know a lot of people who've probably seen Mystic Force, which is one of my favorite series, are probably like, hey, where's Korag in my list? But in my opinion, Korag is a hero. Or Lianbo is a hero, in my opinion. But at the end of that, I also said that that I would be making a What If Deku related to Power Rangers, which brings us to right now. But before we begin our story, we must begin long ago. Our story begins many years ago. In a place called China. Not Japan. Yet. People were happy, as people had no such things as quirks or abilities yet. People were happy. Humans were happy. Until one day, on a day which would over many generations be known as the Offering Day. A mysterious person or cloaked figure would walk out of the forest wearing a black silk woven cloth. At first, people thought this was a human. It came to a small village that was very important to other villages for vital resources such as fishing, water, and wood, stones, and metals. It came to this village and annihilated everyone with its bare hands. In the morning, when people returned, and when people arrived to the village for trading purposes, they found that all of the people had their mouths open, and their eyes were open as well, but instead of seeing their tongue or inside their mouth or eyeballs, it was only black soulless voids, as it looked like their flesh was sunken in, skinny, like there had never been any nutrition or life in any of them, like something sucked their souls out. So the people of this, the people had no clue what was happening until one generation later. People would be at this place again, but the same incident would happen with the same results. After this happening a third time, another generation later, people would become terrified of what they would soon call all the shadow person. As it only appeared at night, it came out of the woods and took people's souls right out of their bodies. And so, every generation, meaning every 100 years, to the day, 10 people would be chosen. These 10 people would be chosen as offerings to the mysterious creature, and to the mysterious person, as they had no idea what would happen if they were enraged, and there was no souls to collect. So, they did this for many generations, 8 to be exact, after the first 3, meaning 11 generations in total, as people were terrified. As it was the 12th generation's turn, they would, as it had been another 100 years, but this time something different happened. As the people would wait for the time of the festival to begin, and of offering day to begin. However, as the cloaked figure appeared, 5 of the 10 people pulled out of their pockets knives, swords, katanas, and other weapons, and started attacking the creature and the person. And so, they did. They killed it. However, it still collected 4 souls that day. The villagers thought everything was alright, so when the next 100 years rolled over, no one came to the old village, to the old abandoned village that was named the Offering Den. However, what happened was even worse than anyone could have predicted. The cloaked figure returned completely unharmed, without a single scratch or cut on the cloak. As they walked, as the people as it found there were no souls there to take, as it then rushed over, as this enraged the mysterious cloaked figure, as it rushed over to the largest part of China at this time, which was a very large city, populated with millions. As after that night, there was 1/10 of the population left. As the other 9/10 were found soulless, sunk with their entire bodies sunken in skinny, malnourished, and black pits for eyes and a mouth. As over the next 100 years, people would call this beast, and would call this mysterious figure, the immortal and the undying demon, as it was clear that this creature, whatever it was not human, as it came back and took more souls even after it was killed. More people tried to kill this beast, demon hunters even. But the next 100 years would always roll around, and they would always, and ever since that night, the villages would always bring 10 offerings for the mysterious beast, until one day, amongst these offerings was someone who was sent in by the emperor himself. This person looked to be an ordinary fish salesman. However, that was simply not the case, as when night rolled around and the beast attacked, and the mysterious hooded and cloaked demon attacked. The men tried to fight it with ordinary weapons, but they died. 9 of the 10 souls were taken, as the creature then, and as the cloaked figure, then looked over to, the fish salesman, as he pulls out of his pocket what appeared to be a small cylinder made of bamboo and metal. As everyone would be confused as to why he had this small cylinder with him, as it had bamboo, metal, paper, as it was made of bamboo, metal, sandalwood, and paper. As he then clicked a button on it, as he then made a white symbol. One symbol that was this, in the air. But not only that, he made many other symbols. He made a blue one, a pink one, a gray one, a gold one, a yellow one, a red one, a brown one even, a silver one, a purple one, and many other different colored different symbols. As the man then said, Ed, enjoy the infernal depths. Enjoy the ethereal sky, you unholy evil. As the man rushed before he did all the symbols, he rushed and took the cloak off of the mysterious creature, revealing that it was no human at all, but instead an unholy beast that was too terrifying. And after he saw it, he couldn't speak. And after that night, the man would find he couldn't speak anymore, but was still quite alive. As he rushed over to the beast, and then used all of his symbols, as he then said, enjoy the infernal abyss of darkness, you infernal evil creature. As he then used his katana and slashed open a infinitely multicolored slash through the sky, as it then acted like a vacuum or black hole and started sucking up everything that wasn't natural. Monsters, demons, and everything was being sucked up into, and even the entire village was being sucked into the giant slash. As the man smiled, knowing that he had won. But the creature that he was fighting would not go down so easily. As it then scratched him, as As the creature then said, and then spoke in an unintelligible language. However, in the morning, a strange golden claw marking appeared on the man's right arm. As it passed down all the way through his family, all the way down to his great granddaughter, Inko Midoriya. As Inko was not like other women, as this had been the time of quirks. Powers had just begun to form. But Inko was not like any other woman. Some would say she was the evilest, cruelest, most conniving and cunning creature to ever live. As she would betray someone she'd known and birth in a heartbeat. She was skilled, intelligent, but most of all, quirkless. Inko used something called dark magic, which was originally thought to belong to demons. Sorry about that. As Inko Midoriya would use dark magics to control. She would use them to control people with messing with their minds, persuasion, and even levitation, or knockback. As Inko Midoriya was a very evil woman. However, people believed that wherever she got this evilness from, there was much, much, much more. As Inko Midoriya would have what seemed like one purpose in the world, or more or such two. Her first purpose was to... Now, when I mean purpose, it's since birth. These two goals have been ringing in her head due to a mysterious, scrambled voice. As the first goal is to pretty much use a universal is to learn a universal unsealing and use it. She has no idea. Now, no one but her has any idea what this is. But her second goal is to have a child. Now, what confuses everyone even more is that Inko does not have a golden mark the golden claw mark that her entire family does, and that her entire generation or entire bloodline has had. But instead, she has a very long golden marking, not of a claw mark, but of a mysterious shifting. It's like a golden mark that's from the right of her face all the way down to her fingertips of her right arm, of some sort of golden shifting thing that every once in a while grows a face. It will take a form of something with a face and claws. Now, what I mean by this, it's like the golden marking is always moving, quite literally, shifting around into different forms. But every so often, it always takes a form with of something long with 2 arms and a head. As Inko would have already used the universal unsealing and unseal, as when she had a child and successfully gave birth, she would die, as the golden marking would literally jump off of her and would begin floating, as it would then turn into a golden orb with red eyes, like red glowing eyes, and would fly out of the hospital, as Inko would then turn into a soulless husk and would die. However, Izuku would be a fully grown baby boy with one or a couple of strange things. The first would be that he had fox ears. The second would be that he had fangs and many tails. People, of course, thought this was some sort of fox-type quirk. However, when Deku and when Izuku Midoriya was older, at the age of 4 to be precise, he went to a quirk doctor with his father, Hisashi Midoriya. As what would be the strangest thing was he would be quirkless. They would be confused. Oh, so very confused. As Deku would also be quite confused. He had no idea what he even was, as he thought he was, as everyone would call him, a beast, a animal, not human, a monster. And in some cases, they would be right. Deku was most certainly not human, or at least not fully. Now, while Hisashi Midoriya was indeed 100% human, his mother, well, during any blood test of her entire life, her blood would always turn into a white and gold color, which would never show up on anything. It would not be an A+, B+, O negative, O positive. It would never be an A positive, B positive, O negative, none of that. It would never even have a blood type, or, well, they couldn't even think of it as human blood, as whenever they compared it to human blood, it was nothing like it. It couldn't even be considered blood, as it was more like some sort of strange, mysterious liquid. However, when Inko died, her blood immediately turned to a dark red. As we go to Izuku, as he is in Aldera Junior High, his high school, as he's a orphan. His father disowned him for not having a quote-unquote powerful quirk, or any quirk. As Deku would be saddened that his father wouldn't want him because he had no power. However, Deku would always report that it felt like someone was watching him. Whenever he fell asleep, he would hear some sort of strange gargled voice telling him everything would be alright. as we go to Deku, who is at Aldera Junior High, and the teacher then says, "Alright, everyone, here are you. I was going to show you all some career aptitude tests, but I already know y'all want to go be heroes," as he then threw all the tests in the air, as everyone except Deku would use their quirks. As then a boy with blonde hair, named Bakugo Katsuki, and then Katsuki Bakugo would then say, "Hey, Teach, don't lump me up with these extras. I'm the real deal. And these guys and these extras would probably be lucky to be a sidekick to some busted D-lister or hero." As he then smiled, as the teacher would then say, "Alright, let's see, we have two people wanting to go to UA. Bakugo Katsuki, he most definitely will be able to get in, as he has the highest scores, and as he has the highest scores, and as he has the second highest scores and in the entire classroom, and a pretty powerful quirk," as he then said. And the second person is Izuku Midoriya. Well, yes, I must admit you're pretty smart. That does not count as a quirk. After all, what are you going to do? Cower in fear in front of a villain? As everyone would begin laughing at Deku. However, he would then counter by saying, "Yeah? So what? I'm gonna be the best hero. You hear me? I'll prove you all wrong. I'll be the best hero and save everyone. And from all the villains." This angered Bakugo, as he would then say, as after class, while everyone was walking out, he would then tell Deku, "Hey, I have a way to get you a quirk. I know a way to get you a quirk. And there might be a way to get you a quirk." As Deku would then say, "I'm listening." As I forgot to mention in this, Deku is a extremely, and I mean it, extremely innocent cinnamon roll. And to him, there is no such thing as a lie, meaning everything is true. As Bakugo would then say, "Just pray for a quirk in your next life and jump off the roof of the building." As Deku, being fully determined, would then say, all right. As he would then rush out of the classroom and start climbing up and going up the stairs. As Bakugo then said, What's that useless nerd talking about?" 5 minutes later, they would see something or someone falling off the roof. And then they would hear screams of pure terror. As we go to Deku, who has fallen, splat right on the ground, dying, bleeding out in pain, as he is crying, saying, "Why didn't it work? Why? As Deku closes his eyes and dies. However, his body stays the same. It doesn't sink in or anything. As we go to Deku, who is dead, but at the same time not quite, as he looks around. Huh? Where am I? As he sees this very large hard, sort of broken down ship he is on. As it looks like some sort of arena, but also like a battleship. As he then says, where am I? As he is looking around and sees two things. As he's looking around and doesn't really see anything at first look. As hold on, apparently someone useless is trying to get my attention. Sorry about that, guys. But anyways, back to the video. As Deku is looking around and doesn't really see anything until he then sees a red glowing pair of eyes without a body. As he then hears a voice saying, and it's not gargled, as it then says, why? As Deku then says, why what? As the voice then says, why did you try to end your life? As Deku then says, because Kachan said to do it, and he's always right. Everyone is. As a pair of eyes would then close for a second and would look like someone was nodding their head back and look to the left and right, as if to say no, no. As the voice would then say, allow me to elaborate what you have done and what that boy said. As 1 hour passes in this strange area, as Deku is now laying down and standing crying, as he then says, why would he do that? I thought we were friends. As then the voice says, he is not your friend, but another enemy, another pitiful, weak human. As he then says, yeah, he is a human. But what does that make me? As the voice then says, what that makes you is not evil, but not good. What that makes you is not a monster nor a human, but something kind, something fair, something honest and truthful, something worth protecting, but not worth trying to kill. As Deku then says, thank you. Question. What is your name? As the voice would not respond, as he'd then say, oh, sorry, was that a personal topic? The voice did not respond again. As Deku then said, okay, what are you? As it then said, I am the evil. I am the force within all. I am the eldest being alive. As it then says, I have had many forms, many lives, many bodies, many minds. Due to this, as suddenly within the air appears a mark of a golden claw mark. As the voice then says, through this I live. I incarnate through body to body, annihilating all that is in my way. As Deku then says, why do you annihilate? As the voice then says, because humanity is not worth living. They show no sign of redemption. Their use is to be weak, to be pawns, to be controlled. As Deku then says, oh, then why are you telling me that? Then why did you tell me that you have had many different forms and incarnate in many different bodies? As the voice then says, because, boy, my last form was that of your mother. As he then says, wait, you're my mother? As the voice then says, more or less. As it then says, it appears it is time for you to awaken, but not yet. Not yet. As the voice then says, go to the old temple within the woods. You were there when you were younger, so you should be able to go. Oh, to remember where it is. The voice would then say, there is something of great power. A salesman. We call it the symbol morpher. It belonged to one of your ancestors. A man who was indeed very formidable and very powerful. Okay. As Deku would then say, okay. As Deku would then be pushed back into life as he would wake up, but in the woods. As the gargled voice would then appear in his head, this time saying to go towards the temple, as the mysterious being had teleported him into the forest to get closer. As Izuku then said, yes, Sensei. As Deku would then walk to this temple and would see in a very long hallway that there was what appeared to be 13 holding units, or like places to put something, like holders or containment areas. As at the very end of the room, he sees one with a symbol on it, but instead of it being black like this one, it's white. As he would then say, chaos. Why does it have the Chinese symbol for chaos on it? As he would then grab it and would then say, chaos, as he began making the symbol within the air. As he would then hit it with the morpher. as around Deku's body would form this outfit, completely encasing his ears and tails. As the voice would then appear to be a lot less gargled, saying, "Very good, you found the very weapon which was used to defeat me." As he then says, "Thank you. Quick question though. How powerful is this thing?" As the voice would then say, "It's as powerful as you could imagine. This is called the Sim. This is the outfit of long ago. You see, 1,000 years ago, before the age of quirks, 500 years ago, before the age of quirks, there was an old grouping of warriors called the Power Rangers. They reigned under the ways of the samurai. As for each dimension that exists, is a group of these warriors. However, this outfit belongs to the original warrior, the legendary first samurai, or the legendary first Power Ranger. His name is pretty much unknown. However, he is quite the powerful human. Using legendary skills, he was able to defeat me and seal my soul away, out of my body. However, I've taken on many forms over the many years. And allow me to explain, before I came to Earth, I was, I guess you could say, second fiddle. Weak. I was very powerful, intelligent. However, I was second fiddle to a ruthless, as he calls himself, champion. He wanted the power to rule the universe. Power that rightfully should be mine. And should have been mine. I got that power, but as soon as I got it, as soon as my master plan had begun, bam! The 6 Rangers of that dimension. And the Rangers of that dimension. The the legendary warriors of that dimension, the Power Rangers, defeated me. And now here I am, on the remains of this stupid ship. Sealed. This is where my soul goes whenever I'm sealed. My soul goes to this place whenever I am sealed. I told you of this power, as it will help you grow very powerful. And grow indeed. However, I forgot to mention one teensy tiny tad bit. Due to you being pretty much my child and not being human, you are, and you mix in with the legendary powers of the first Ranger or the first Master, you're pretty much now immortal, meaning you cannot die in any way imaginable. As Deku would then say, "Whoa." And you, as the voice would then say, "As soon I will be able to regain my body. And then, as in my last body, that of your mother, I was able to use a spell that would, by the time you are, by the time you're 15 in total, and by the time you're 15, should, in theory, awaken me. And big things will be happening. Things that you will love. As Deku would then say, okay. So what do I do now? As the voice would then say, now you must go out and fight the villains and vigilantes and heroes. Anyone who stops you from being the strongest. As he then says, oh, okay, mother. As the voice then says, oh, please, call me by my name. Now, pausing the video, before I reveal the name, please type in the comments, who do you think is this voice? Okay? You have 10 seconds before I, finish, and before I say it, and reveal who it is. But please type in the comments, who do you think is this voice? Now, there's been a lot of clues into this. Now, I'm in this video. But, anyways, let us begin. I'll start counting to 10. But before I do, I want you guys to type in the comments, who do you think is this mysterious voice? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you guessed Madam Odious, you are 100% correct. As the woman would then say, my name is Madam Odious. And that is the end of this video. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time. Goodbye. Tell me if you like this or not. And, skadoosh.